Okay, chapter 70, Home by a Nose. When Uncle Drum and I come back up the orchard rows, we smell apples baking, cinnamon, and spice. Uncle Drum says nothing like being pulled home by your nose. He is right about that, but I split off from him. Mooney too. We go down to the drinker house so I can give the dog his supper, settle him in for the night. I get him fed, relieved. I fill his water bowl and put National Public Radio on low. I hug him up, scratch under his collar. I tell him how great he is. At the door, I turn back, like always. I feel so bad about leaving him alone. It has been a lot of nights now. Helps if I just see that he is curling up in his bed, ready for a big sleep. But tonight, he doesn't do that. He comes, stands beside me, nose by my knees. He looks up at me. I whisper, "Go to bed, boy. Don't you want to go to bed?" He waits. I push the door open, about as wide as Mooney's nose. He stares at the space. I know I could back him up, give him the stay hand, but I don't do that. I push the door wider. I step outside. Mooney steps out too. No dashing off. He waits while I close up the drinker's house. I think this. If he turns back, I'll go put him inside again. So I start out. Mooney follows. Middle of the hill, he is still with me, heading to the crumble down. I smell the apples baking, sugar and spice, and I think this, what dog wouldn't choose this home? I let Mooney in ahead of me, and all eyes are on us. Grandma and Uncle Drum look worried. I say he wanted to come. Feels awful down there. I point toward the drinker's house. I say, and who knows when they're coming back? There's been nothing said about that. I don't want him to be lonely. I squat and wrap an arm around the middle of Mooney. I say, this good dog, well, he did nothing wrong. He needs to be with me and I need to be with him. And I know it is just until his family comes for him. Saying all that gets me choked. I stop, collect myself. It is how these days have been. Things piled up, ache in the throat. It's rough. I say I'm not going back down to the drinker house anymore. I just can't. Grandma nods. She says the dog is welcome here until Uncle Drum says, sure, we'll take it day by day. Shailene says, what about his food? I didn't think of that, but I don't want to go back for it. Grandma says he can have egg and rice for breakfast, and then we'll see. Shailene says we can get the real stuff delivered. UPS will bring it. Just saying. At bedtime, Mooney Drinker follows me up the stairs. He curls right down beside my bed. I hang one arm over, inch it down until I touch him. He picks himself up, hops onto the bed. He settles against me, and you can guess it. I let him stay.